All men always have the answers, right? Bet we do. Hello, this video is my first video for YouTube, and I'm creating a channel for tubies that are, yeah, for people that are tubies, but also anyone who supports a tubie. And there's my personal kind of perspective. I'm an old man, and I am also a tubie, and those two things you don't see very often on YouTube. Most of the YouTube channels are about young women or infants, and they have tubes because of an illness or condition. Now they're very good video channels, and actually the information they provide is kind of interesting. But for most of them, they kind of do a day in the life of a young person or a mother who's dealing with a child that has a tube. And it's more about their lives as they are in their point in life. But here's what I can tell you. Being over 60 years old, my life today is nothing like it was when I was in my 20s or when I was a toddler. So I thought, here's an opportunity for me to be able to potentially help people who know people that are older, that have enteral feeding or tubes, and give my perspective on what life is like. Not a day in the life, but what life is like being an older tubie. I also have my condition, somewhat unique. I had stage 4 throat cancer, and as a result of some very severe treatment, first of all, I'm alive. I should have died, but that was over 10 years ago. And the second is, because of the radiation I had, my real condition is I'm unable to swallow. And it also makes it difficult to enunciate words because my tongue is somewhat damaged. So all this radiation did a lot of damage in my throat. What I've been doing for the last 10 years is learning how to live with it. And recently, in the last 2.5 years, my ability to swallow really started to create a problem. I found out that because I have a certain condition that causes aspiration, I was getting pneumonia. Fluids were getting into my lungs. And I had some fairly severe case of pneumonia. And that meant, hey, I have to stop trying to swallow. And I had to get a G tube. So now everything I have, including my morning coffee, I'm having some right now. I love my morning coffee. But all my nutrition and all my hydration has to go through my G tube. This is what makes me a tubie. It's my condition. And most tubies have a condition or an illness. My condition doesn't seem like it's gonna get better. In other words, my problem with swallowing is not going to repair. And as of right now, I don't know of any fixes or um, surgeries or treatments that will re replace or return my ability to swallow. And that's a hard uh, that's a hard thing to accept. And in this condition, it becomes very unusual, very awkward when I'm doing what used to be normal things. The first example that comes to my mind is when me and my family used to go out and eat dinner at a restaurant. I used to love to do that. That was one of my favorite things to do. Now it's awkward because interacting with the wait staff, I have to come up with what I feel are deceptive reasons why I am not going to order anything on the menu. Now, I could just come up when they come to me and say, "What would you like, sir?" I could just say, "Hey, I have a tube and you don't have any tube food." But no, I've done things like that, and my family has told me, "Well, that's rather insensitive to the wait person." Um, and now I just say like, "Well, no, I'm not hungry," or "I just ate," or whatever. But that's an example of where my life has been altered because of my condition. My Tubie existence is causing ongoing stress. And there's a tendency for me, to want to isolate myself because I don't want to be in those awkward positions. But I can't do that. That is like saying I'm giving in to emotional stress, and I have to get past that. It's not always easy, but it's a continuous challenge. As some of you tubies out there may know, it's a it's an emotional challenge to deal with the condition. But there are ways to deal with it. Now, one of the ways I deal with it is, as you can see in this video, that is a video from the beach that is 4 blocks from my house in that direction. So what I get to do is to walk down to the beach and watch the surf roll in, and it just somehow magically helps to melt my stress away. It's one of the ways to help cope with the condition of being a Tubie. Got a lot more to say about this, especially as an old man. So stay tuned, be sure and subscribe, and you'll hear more about what it's like to be a Tubie as an old man and how you can deal with some of the challenges.